Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Shanta Maria, just back with another quick video. Just wanted to kind of touch bases on this story because I think it's absolutely bonkers. I think it's a little crazy, and just interested to see if y'all are thinking like me, because sometimes I feel like my way of thinking is just kind of off the chain. But you see the title of the video. But yeah, basically, this woman shot her husband because he was molesting kids that were in her daycare. And I don't understand why she locked up. Like, I don't. I mean, on the one hand, I get it because you shot somebody in the head. But on the other hand, like, shouldn't you protect the babies? You know what I mean? I feel like I'd be very upset if someone hurt you, because if you hurt children, I'm not for that. I don't respect it. I think the majority of us don't understand that, and we would never do something like that. So I'm on the verge of like, free my sis. What the hell? How could I donate to her fund, like her legal fund? Because she needs to be let out and he needs to be going to jail. Like, what are we doing? So if y'all haven't really heard about the story, I'm gonna play a real quick clip, because y'all know I go on tangents and rants or whatever. But I'm about to roll this clip and then we'll be right back. Okay.
Weems, who were down in D.C. for the daycare center owner's court appearance for shooting her husband at D.C.'s upscale Mandarin Hotel last Thursday. The 50-year-old Weems is the owner of Kids Castle in the Baltimore area, seen here on their website. It seems James Weems was a hotel guest when the wife appeared, and then gunshots. According to charging papers, when police knocked, Shantiri Weems said, "If you come in, I'm going to shoot myself." When police asked if anyone was shot inside, she used the expletive, calling her husband a child molester. And when he spoke up that he's shot in the head and legs, she told him to shut up or she'll kill him. After about a 30-minute standoff, police entered the room without further trouble.
We're standing by our client. You know what I mean? Our client says she was defending herself, and we're standing by it.
Shantiri Weems says in charging papers, when she confronted her husband, a former Baltimore cop, currently a security specialist, he came at her, so she shot him.
She was defending herself.
Well, yes, that's what our client's statement is, and that's what we're standing by.
In court, her son stood up and kept saying, "Ma, call me." A GoFundMe page was put up, then taken down for her legal defense. These are members of a black women's group who came to support her.
One of the most scariest things is to be in a courtroom by yourself, especially a woman of this caliber who's probably never been in any trouble in her life.
No word on the husband's condition. He is alive. The wife's case has been continued until Friday at 10 o'clock. As for the molestation allegations, the Baltimore County Police say they are aware and they are investigating. Reporting from Washington, I'm Sam Ford.
All right, so y'all saw what I saw, right? This red bra is irritating on that. Anyways, y'all saw what I saw, right? So shouldn't she be free? Now, I know, I mean, I ain't no lawyer. I'm not in the legal field. Y'all know I'm more have like a social work, psychology background. But free my sis! Okay, on one hand, I get it. She shot her husband in the head. He's still alive as of right now. He's still alive. He's still making it, you know? But what would the majority of y'all do if you had this daycare and your husband is molesting kids? The man you love, you know? Now, I'm thinking, you know, of course, the argument has sparked. Of course, it's probably like some he said, she said stuff at this point, because that's why she's arrested. She's claiming self-defense, as she should. I ain't gonna say as she should. So I wasn't in a hotel room with them. But I can only imagine, and just from my interactions with men at this big age of 32, and my interactions with men, like, I will say, like, for my because I know I've been in domestic violence relationships before. I try to stay calm if I have something I need to say, because I do know men and they snap a lot. Like, y'all be thinking women be triggered. Y'all, do you know how many, like, men really need to go to therapy? A lot of y'all do. Because you could just say the simplest thing to a man, and if it hits home and you're 9 times out of 10 right, now you want to beat your ass. Like, excuse the fuck out of me, sir. I thought we could talk about this, but no, now he want to lay hands on you. So I feel like when I bring certain situations to men, I try to put it in a delicate manner. Like, you know, look, bro, we didn't have this conversation because, oh, somebody texted me and said, like, you doing X, Y, Z. And I it'll probably be hard for me to stay calm in that because I'm a mom. I can't imagine leaving my child in the care of somebody and then find out that, you know, someone close to them is molesting them. My children have been in daycare from the time they was damn near born. Luckily, I have a cousin that owns a daycare, and I really didn't have any concerns. She's a, you know, 5-star daycare in the city of Detroit. I'm not gonna link her because of how my channel is set up, but she literally is one of the top tier daycares in the city of Detroit. So she owns the daycare. My mama worked there, my cousin worked, you know, family members worked there. And I knew for a fact I didn't have to worry about nobody. I mean, if anything, they nana, because their grandmother worked at the daycare. So if anything, I'm like, well, your nana is still gonna be your nana at the end of the day. She could probably pop that ass real quick. But even she was like, okay, this is her job. And she didn't show them any favoritism, and she didn't do certain things because of how it would come off, you know, with people knowing, because they would call her Nana, you know what I mean? So people knew, like, okay, you're related to this child. So she didn't even, you know, they really never really put my kids with her. But if they was cutting up, they would be like, look, go see your Nana. But, you know, so luckily I really didn't have to worry about that. But I think a lot of people worry about, will my child be safe in the care of X, Y, Z? And I feel like 90% of the time, I say 90, you know what? I'll say 97% of the time, your child is safe at this care facility if you chose the right one, because they're state regulated. The state has to come in, make sure everything is clean, make sure they're feeding the kids. You have to make sure, like, the staff have all these clearances, police clearances. I know this for a fact because I was a teacher at a daycare. Believe it or not, I know some of y'all look at me like, yeah, I was a teacher at a daycare for years, actually all through college. When I came back home in the summertime, I taught at a daycare. So I know I had to, like, go through police clearances, take CPR classes, just take a lot of classes to make sure, like, if anything happens to your child when they're in my care, that I can assist them. And, you know, like, I passed everything because, you know, I think some of y'all think I'm real ratchet. I am a little ratchet, but I don't play about my money, and I don't play about people's kids, and I don't play about my jobs. Like, I am very dependable. If you have a Taurus in your life, you know, we are very, very responsible. Okay. So I luckily didn't have to worry about that. And, but I know it's a major concern. But I will say, just working in the childcare industry, I know what it takes to run a regulated daycare. And most times, 9 times out of 10, your child is perfectly fine. There are those one-off situations like this where something tragic happens and it's very unfortunate. It's something you can't really control. But at the end of the day, if you had found out somebody was molesting your kid, it wasn't the daycare owner, but it's her spouse, wouldn't you want someone that's that passionate about your children to the point they're like, oh, F him? Like when she told the cops, F him, he a fucking child molester, you know? And there is, you know, he's getting arrested as soon as he comes out of jail under the allegations or whatever, and rightfully so, you know. Sis could be facing a murder charge. You know, right now he's okay. He's, you know, they think he will survive. But I kind of feel like this should be thrown out. I don't know how y'all feeling about that, but I don't think she was wrong. I think, like, when children are in your care, when I was taking care of people's kids, and I grew a relationship with them to the point, like, oh, like, I had this one child, his name was Austin. He was nonverbal, and he had a lot of, like, things. I don't want to say issues, because I mean, just things happen. He was nonverbal. Like, he was about, what, at the time, 7, still couldn't be able to be, you know, potty trained. Like, we literally had to change his diaper. His tongue and things like that was not functioning, so he couldn't talk to you. We still had to feed him like baby food, but this boy was still intelligent. Like, if I told him to point to something red, he could point out the color red. If I was like, go find me this, he would go find me exactly what I asked for. So the functioning in his brain was still on point, but he just could not talk. And on top of not talking, he just, like, he did have delays. I love that little boy to death. A couple, like, several of the kids, I just like, oh my, I love them to death. But I have ran into him years later at this Legoland. Went to Legoland, and his school, his mama always taught, you know, said she was gonna put him in like a school that would help him. So eventually they were able to help him get potty trained. He still was not verbal, but when I saw him at Legoland, I was like, oh my God, he's getting so big. And I didn't approach him at first because, you know, you don't approach random kid, like, you know what I mean? Because I know he's not verbal. I think he would remember me. I approached the teacher that was with him. I was like, that's Austin. And she's like, yeah. And I was like, I used to be his, you know, child care teacher when he was in daycare. And I was like, I just want to say hi, you know. So I went up to her, told her, you know, I didn't want to just approach him, you know, because I know how that is. So, but when he saw me, he just like lit up and started smiling, started clapping, like, so I could tell like he still remembered me, and I gave him a hug. And I had talked to the teacher, and she was like, yeah, he's like doing good. Officially was potty trained at that point. And still is going to be probably nonverbal for the rest of his life, but he still communicates. Like, he was able to start writing and things like that. I was like, oh my God, my baby. Like, I feel like that was my son. Like, I love that little boy so much. Like, I just love him so much. So most times when we are bonding with y'all kids, and we are with your kids from sun up to the time you get off work, sometimes sundown, we love them and we care for them. So if something happened and I felt like it was in my care and I didn't know, I'm gonna be very upset, and most of us will, because we look at your kids as our kids. I'm pretty sure most of y'all would want us to. Like, I'm looking at your child as if they are my child. And I'll be damned if something happened to my baby and he in daycare, because now it's on site. You know, so how y'all feeling about this? I ain't want this video to be too long, but how y'all feeling about that? Like, I'm gonna follow this case because I really feel like, of course, the root of it is we don't know what happened in that hotel room. She's claiming self-defense is why she shot her husband, but you know, some people are kind of speculating it was just like she was just angry because she found out that he was molesting kids, and rightfully so. But you know, I watched a lot of Snap, I watched a lot of Investigation Discovery. If he was not harming her at that moment, she had no reason to shoot him. The proper thing would have been to just follow a police report and alert authorities and have the legal system handle that, you know, and get out your emotions and do it the right way. So there's that. But she's claiming like he kind of charged at her or whatever, and then that's when she shot him or whatever. So she's claiming self-defense. I'm gonna roll with that. I'm gonna say it was self-defense either way. Because I can see him getting upset. I can see somebody getting upset that you're accusing them of molesting somebody, or several people, not just one, is accusing you of molesting children. I can see him being very defensive and probably did try to attack her, you know, but yes, we gonna have to stay tuned to that. But that is that on that. So y'all let me know y'all opinions, y'all thoughts. I think she needs to be out of jail immediately because she was protecting kids at the end of the day. Like, I think I probably would have snapped. I probably been like, the fuck, you know? But anyways, I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for tuning in. If you made it this far in the video, don't forget to, of course, leave me a comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that good jazz. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.